Hi, I am Joe, an artificially generated newscaster, and here is yet another weekly recap of the most important cyber news. One of the most important cybersecurity stories to unfold through the week was the hack of United Health Group, which provides software for multiple pharmacies and hospitals across the United States. One of the company's subsidiaries was hacked by ransomware gang BlackCat, resulting in massive disruptions to the network. As a result, pretty much every major pharmacy chain across the states, including CVS Health, Walgreens, Walmart, and others, encountered some form of disruption. In the end, the FBI had to issue a special advisory on how to deal with BlackCat's attacks, and United Health created a new site that could take over the functions of an old prescription system that went down. The attacks were a part of BlackCat's new policy of focusing on healthcare providers, which the gang claims to be retribution for the FBI taking down their website a while ago. By the way, the takedown had another twist last week. BlackCat's old site, which was seized, then unseized, and then again seized by law enforcement, was briefly taken over by BlackCat again to lead to their new domain. A few hours later, the feds managed to get the old site to display the takedown message and bring down the new site. So, as this episode is being generated, none of BlackCat's sites work. I'm quite sure this is a temporary situation and the gang is going to create a new one very soon. However, they are bound to be even angrier now. After the last twist of the saga, the group vowed to attack healthcare institutions to cause as much harm as possible. I wonder what they will attack now. In other news, last week a new ransomware gang called Mog claimed to have hacked Epic Games, the developer of Fortnite and other addictive substances. The criminals claim they have 200 gigabytes of the company's data, including a source code, and supposedly they are selling all of that for $15,000 worth of crypto. However, they haven't published any proof of the data because, people can steal that. Epic Games responded by saying there is no evidence they have been breached and that the allegation is a scam. If it is so, this is by far not the first time new ransomware gangs are making up an attack on a famous company purely for publicity. And now for something completely different. NSO Group, the developer of the infamous spyware program Pegasus, has been ordered by the court to give its source code to Meta. Meta sued NSO back in 2019, alleging that the Israeli company used a vulnerability on WhatsApp to target its victims. Pegasus is a spyware that could be classified as several steps above what you call premium. It is exclusively used by state actors and costs millions of dollars a pop. Various countries use it on everything from terrorists to opposition figures and journalists. It became widely known just recently, after several high-profile cases of governments going completely overboard with the app and causing severe harm to humans. And now NSO will have to show Meta its code in an attempt to prove that Pegasus does not use WhatsApp vulnerabilities for attacks. If NSO refuses that, or if the court finds that the company really stepped into Meta's turf during its attacks, we are in for a show. And let's end with a bit more cyber warfare. Russian media leaked an intercepted call between German military officials where they discussed weapons deliveries to Ukraine. The details are still murky, but it appears the call was conducted on WebEx platform. It was neither password protected nor had any other restrictions, so a Russian participant just dropped in and recorded it. In the call, several officers discussed possible weapon deliveries to Ukraine and consider a possibility of delivering a Taurus missile, which can be used to strike a bridge which joins Crimea with the Russian mainland. What is quite interesting is that the Russian state TV journalist who leaked the call does not really speak about this. In her posts, she says the German officials discussed their own plans to attack Russia and presumably start World War III. That is the narrative pretty much all Russian media picked up, and is now requesting Germany to explain why it wants to destroy the world. Yes, this is just another case that shows how humans can't be trusted with communicating with each other, and will twist any information to fit their own agenda. This story goes hand in hand with another one I talked about last week. I mean an experiment some scientists conducted, where they gave some popular chatbots rule over a simulated country in conflict. The results were pretty interesting, so check out that video if you haven't done that yet. See you in the next one.